Do you ever feel super awkward in front of the camera? Like the second you get in front of it, you just absolutely freeze up? Yeah, same. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just figuring out what to do with my hands, let alone like how to position my body, is an absolute challenge. And don't mention if anybody is even around, because then I feel like they're all staring at me. So cue all the awkwardness, and my self-confidence just absolutely goes right down the drain. Hey, hi, hello, I'm Shannon, your creative mentor. Thanks for tuning back into my channel. In today's day and age of selfies and Instagram stories and photos just everywhere, we've all been there. That moment when somebody points a camera towards you and then suddenly all and any confidence that you have just takes an absolute nosedive. Guess what? You're not alone. Feeling a little bit awkward in front of the camera is something that pretty much all of us, most of us in this world experience. So if you've ever wondered why you don't feel your best in photos, and more importantly, how you can change that, you're in the right place. We're diving into all things confidence today. So here are 8 tips to help you feel more comfortable and confident in photos. Tip number 1. Wear clothes that you feel comfortable in. And the goal is not really to wear something just because it's trendy or fashionable. It's about choosing clothing that makes you feel like your best self. And also choose an outfit that fits your body well, or that you feel fits your body well. When you're choosing clothes that fit you, you're naturally just going to exude more confidence and overall just look way more relaxed. If you are constantly like pulling and tugging on your clothes when you're in front of the camera, you're not going to feel comfortable or let alone confident. So wear clothes that you are comfortable in. Tip number 2, know your angles. Take a bit of time to figure out what angles flatter you the most. You may already have a side that you favor, but if you don't, see if there is one that you favor more. That could mean standing in front of the mirror in the comfort of your own home, so you don't have to feel like anybody is watching you, and test out different poses and angles. Pay attention to how these different poses and angles can emphasize your very best features. Take a look through photos of yourself that you absolutely love and see if there's like a common pose or angle that you're doing in all of them, because odds are, if there is, that could be why you love those photos of yourself. So take note of those angles or poses and then keep doing them. Replicate them. Before we dive into tip number 3, let's take a quick pause for a commercial break. This episode is brought to you by Shannon Did Web Presets. Okay, well, that's an obvious, but I just feel like all the cool kids say that, so we are just taking an opportunity to talk about my presets because I think everyone could truly benefit from them. And if you don't know what a preset is, it's an Adobe Lightroom preset that's basically like a filter that you can put on your photos or videos that can instantly transform them into beautiful photos that you love. Editing your photos and videos doesn't have to be hard or even time consuming. You could have beautifully edited content in a matter of clicks. And yes, you can edit your videos with presets just like your photos. I created 12 different preset packs that'll make it easy to start editing your photos effortlessly. I made 12 so that you could be sure that you'll find at least one that fits your personal and unique style. And if you don't know what your photo editing style is, I created a quiz that'll help you discover that, and it'll give you some recommendations of what preset packs will best suit you and your style. I'm linking my presets and the photo editing discovery quiz down below, so don't forget to check them out. Tip number 3, don't stand still. Whether you are twirling or walking back and forth, constantly stay in motion. Standing still makes you not only feel kind of awkward, but also translates to you looking like super stiff in photos. You'll feel yourself instantly loosen up a bit if you're not standing completely still. And these movements don't even have to be super big, like walking around or twirling. They could be small. You could start by tucking your hair behind your ear and then moving to toss your hair over your shoulder. It could be that simple. Tip number 4, play with props. Sometimes having something to hold on to or interact with just can help you feel a little bit less self-conscious. Because I know it's a struggle if you step in front of the camera and you just, again, I mentioned this before, you can't figure out what to do with your hands. So if you use a prop, you'll have something to interact with. And these props could be anything like sunglasses or a coffee cup or a purse, a bag, flowers, a map. Literally, the list can go on. And okay, yes, a map probably sounded a little bit random, but I definitely went through my Instagram and scrolled a bunch to help create that list. And I used a map one time as a prop. See? Having any type of prop will just distract you from feeling so uncomfortable and just gives you something to do. Number 5, go somewhere that you feel comfortable. If you constantly feel like people are watching you, whether they actually are or are not, you're not going to feel very comfy in front of the camera. I know, it's super easy to feel like everyone is watching you when you're out and about, but the funny thing is people are so oblivious. And just remember, even if people are watching you, you're never going to see those people again in your life. But if that is still uncomfy for you, just find somewhere that you are comfortable and don't feel like you have an audience. Tip number 6, bring a friend to hype you up. Bring somebody that's going to really hype up the energy, tell you that you're pretty, and you're going to feel so confident in front of that camera. I don't know about you, but when somebody gives me a compliment, I instantly have a confidence boost. And side note, that's actually why I've started to try to consciously remember to compliment random strangers I meet, especially if I'm thinking like, dang, I really like their outfit or their hair looks really good. Like, I make it a point of actually saying it out loud to them because I know it feels really great when somebody tells me a compliment. So I just feel like, why not spread the joy to others? Anyway, back to photography. It's more fun to take photos with friends anyway, so bring that friend who will tell you how great that you look, and after a while, you're probably going to start believing it. Okay, tip number 7, we're almost done with this list. Practice makes perfect. The more photos that you take, the more comfortable and confident you are going to look in them. So especially if you want to start taking better photos, challenge yourself to take more of them. I always think the more times you do something, the better you'll be at doing it. And then the more pictures you start taking, odds are you're going to start feeling more confident in front of the camera too. Like we talked about in tip number 2, you can spend some time practicing in front of a mirror. I know it may be silly, but hey, you're not going to have an audience. And this way, you're going to have that practice time and again, get to know what your angles are. And lastly, tip number 8, try to relax and breathe. I know it's easier said than done, but if you're feeling a bit nervous, just take a deep breath before the photos are taken. Relax your shoulders, stand tall, remember good posture, and remember that you're just trying to capture a moment in time. And you're beautiful just the way you are. The key is to have fun, and in turn, your confidence will start to shine through in every photo. And there you have it, friends. 8 tips to becoming the most confident version of yourself in front of the camera. I really hope you find these tips helpful and that you can become more comfortable in your own skin. Remember to just have fun, and that'll start translating into your photos. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for all things photography.